Ron Paul tweeted in his page that RFK Jar recently pointed out that America doesn't have a free market, but rather a crony corporatist system. He's right. Americans should beware. Whenever an authoritarian socialistic system fails, as it must blame, is immediately put on non-existent free markets. Expect it. John Deaton replied to this by saying, "For years I've said we don't exist in a true capitalist system. We have corporate capitalism in the U.S. Look at the accredited investor rules and how they discriminate against the working class. Look at the attack on crypto and the attack on Coinbase, which allows non-accredited investors to acquire and trade crypto assets. Instead of focusing on the fraud involved in crypto, the SEC spends its limited resources on Section 5 cases and attacking the secondary market on exchanges. Look how the SEC objected to retail investors being amici curia in the Ripple case. The SEC didn't want retail to even be heard. While Democrats yell at Republicans and Republicans yell at Democrats, each election changes nothing. George Bush bailed out the car companies, as did Obama. Bush bailed out the car companies, as did Obama. Bush or Obama made no difference when it came to bailing out the banks, even though the banks caused the problem. Same would have happened under Trump. They bailed out General Motors and Chrysler only for GM and Chrysler to file bankruptcy later. Anyways, when a pizza shop owner or bakery owner make bad business decisions, they fail. We don't bail them out, but if it's the airlines, banks, automakers, etc., we have to bail them out, because if we don't, it will cause maximum pain and it will threaten someone's re-election. The beauty behind Bitcoin was that anyone with a smartphone could participate in free markets. No banks, no money remittance companies, no middleman. The concept behind crypto allowed for a tiny company called LBRY out of New Hampshire, nonetheless, where the state motto is live free or die, could offer a viable alternative to a massive incumbent business like YouTube, where, let's face it, censorship runs rampant, but clearly we can't have that. While Gary Gensler refused to meet Brian Armstrong and Coinbase, which is the largest crypto exchange in the United States, which was doing everything it could to be regulatory compliant. Gensler was meeting multiple times with the Bernie Madoff of crypto, SBF, and his offshore exchange, FTX official. While meeting multiple times with crypto's biggest fraud, FTX was defrauding people, Mashinsky was defrauding people, and while all that was happening, SEC lawyers were fulfilling their promise to bankrupt LBRY and its CEO, Jeremy Kaufman. Wouldn't it be nice to see how a true capitalist system might work in our country? But until we get term limits and end the two-party system, we will get the same. The astounding things that Crypto Reserve and Congress have publicly declared about Ripple XRP are in line with the larger global financial sector, which has also been supporting XRP. This support was provided by Crypto Reserve and Congress. In point of fact, on July 25, 2020, we tweeted that the IMF, also known as the International Monetary Fund, had stated categorically that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, with the exception of XRP, are not official currencies or the UL tender. This tweet was published on this page. It can be used for transactions involving multiple countries, and this is the evidence that supports it. In a document that was published in 2023, the IMF proposed using XRP as a means of enhancing international financial transactions, and this is precisely what the text says. It asserts that XRP's reputation has begun to spread beyond the confines of the cryptocurrency world as its use becomes more widespread. It's interesting to notice that XRP was included in a report that the International Monetary Fund issued. There are many ways in which this could lead to an increase in international payments. Surprisingly, the International Monetary Fund echoed this stance a day later, saying that it is vital to avoid designating Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as official money or legal tender. This statement was made in reference to the fact that it is crucial to avoid designating Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as official money or legal tender, XRP has been selected as the key on-demand liquidity ledger technology for use in the payment systems utilized by the Federal Reserve Net Payment Systems, JP Morgan and Wells Fargo respectively. I am well aware that each and every one of you is interested in learning about the price of XRP, because I am quite curious as to whether or not it will in fact take place, so I decided to make this video on the subject, which I will now share with you. This analyst forecasts that by the 30th of July, we will have reached $35.76. Now, let's watch to see if the triangular pattern that he mentioned really does result in a breakout. However, let's keep our fingers crossed that it does sincerely. I do hope that it is. To reiterate, if it does occur, it will be so amazing that a great number of people will become incredibly wealthy as a direct consequence of it. Even though the market is in the green at the moment, this does not necessarily mean that the charts are attractive. At this moment, one Bitcoin is worth $29,416. It would appear that it will make a comeback in the last 30,000. The use of Ethereum is likewise increasing in frequency these days. Generally speaking, everything has a green hue. Even Shiba Inu, which is my go-to coin for memes, has increased by more than 6.95 recently. According to the prevalent point of view, we are currently participating in a healthy market that is headed towards strong positive momentum. I've been reading that there's a possibility that Congress may approve a bill that will be very helpful for cryptocurrencies, and this possibility increases as Congress gets closer. The market is going to be bullish because formal congressional regulation of the cryptocurrency field is getting closer, and more institutions are going to officially enter the industry. We'll begin in the green market and eventually make the transition into a full-fledged blue market. This implies that we'll begin establishing new records for all of the major coins, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. After that, it is only natural that alt season will get underway in earnest for all of the other altcoins. That is the state of affairs at the present time. To put it simply, in a broad sense, everything is in fantastic shape and bullish. Again, the only reason we are continuing to pay attention to this is because despite the fact that I virtually believe that it won't, anything may still happen at this point. It should not come as a surprise. XRP is the only cryptocurrency that can possibly compete with MS and win. In point of fact, on July 21, a report emerged claiming that JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, an important FedNet partner for quick payments in the United States, had participated in questionable behavior, made the decision to use XRP to complete their quick payment. Even though this may have come as a surprise at first, the Federal Reserve had been continuously dropping signals and other subtle signs that were easy to interpret for the majority of individuals who had not done any research, and I have already covered this topic in a piece that I wrote at the beginning of July. It was about the Federal Reserve publicly announcing that XRP or XLM may be used to fund through the intermediary company known as Metal Blockchain. They have successfully incorporated the blockchain technology into the Federal Reserve's net payment system. It cites what follows: rapid conversions of fiat and stablecoins, which are made possible by the Fed's network services and cooperation with Metal Blockchain, demonstrates a substantial advance toward the goal of eradicating the barrier that exists between conventional banking and decentralized financial systems. One or more of the fintech companies that FedNet will work with as a provider of open-source distributed ledger technology for use in financial transactions will serve as a provider of cross-border payment services. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.